What's happening, people? Bearded Pop Hunter here. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm noticing a little trend going on right now between the pop community that everybody's posting lists and wants of pops they want made in the future, 2018. So, me being me, I thought it would be a good idea for me to put a video out that I want. The Bearded Pop Hunter. Everybody's got some lists. Their videos is cool. A lot of people saying the same thing. Oh, I want Heathcliff. Oh, I want Garfield. I want the Office Pops. That's cool. I want those too. But I think my list is a little different, which is good. Maybe Funko's watching. So let's check it out. Alright guys, my list is in no particular order. It's not categorized. It's just all over. My brain and my mind, my thoughts are everywhere. It's not going to be, you know, all TV. It's just going to be all together. So, with that being said, let's get into it. In 2018, I would like for them to make a Woody Woodpecker Pop. This is something that I watched as a child growing up. This show was on early in the mornings, and it was funny to me. Some of the characters look like they showed up in other cartoons as well from Woody Woodpecker. You got the walrus. There was a penguin who used to have his own cartoon as well. I forgot his name, but he would show up in the cartoon as well. But Woody Woodpecker, I would love to have. Another cartoon I would watch right after that was Mighty Mouse. Man, that was just a dope cartoon to me, and I would love to see how Funko would put that into pop form. Again, another Saturday morning cartoon, Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry was on everywhere. Tom and Jerry was on during the week, in the mornings, when I got home from school, on the weekends. Tom and Jerry was just that classic cartoon that didn't even have a voice till later on. Like, there was no sound, there was no actors. I think the old woman would just be like Tom when she would beat Tom with the broom. But other than that, there was no, I think Butch, the bulldog, would speak every once in a while. But other than that, the whole cartoon was just silent unless Jerry hit Tom. He made a noise, he was yelling or something. Keeping up with the old school theme, I used to watch this cartoon called Silverhawks. Man, I'm trying to tell you. That and Voltron and GoBots. I want GoBots made as well. GoBots, I watched it. I don't know if a GoBot would look good in pop form, because they were just really basic back in the day, man. But they made G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe and GoBots went hand in hand. They used to have movies that would feature them both together, so it might work. I don't know. But GoBots, maybe. There was another cartoon, mouse related, Danger Mouse. Danger Mouse, I always thought he was like British because he was like a spy and he talked like with an accent. But Danger Mouse was another cartoon that I used to watch, and I think it would look good in pop form. He had a big head just like the Pops do. I don't know, it might work, but Danger Mouse, yeah, I think Danger Mouse would work. I would like to see that. I would buy that, definitely, Danger Mouse. Street Sharks. Street Sharks was another cartoon that came on probably around Saturday morning for me. In DC, Saturday morning was like big for cartoons. Well, I'm sure everywhere it was, but Street Sharks was a cartoon that I got behind, and it reminded me of Ninja Turtles before Ninja Turtles. So when Ninja Turtles came out, there was no more Street Sharks. Street Sharks was over with. It was all about Ninja Turtles and the Ooze and the Foot Clan. But Street Sharks was a dope cartoon, and I enjoyed it. I know I'm going to catch hell for this, but another cartoon that I watched as a kid was Gummy Bears, man. The Adventures of Gummy Bears. It was dope, man. To me, it was something new. A little dude bouncing around when he would drink the little purple berry juice or punch or whatever. They would get strong and energized or whatever, man. I'm going to cut that one short. Gummy Bears, though. Yeah, Gummy Bears. Another one that I'm going to say and I'm going to cut short is the Snorks. I used to watch the Snorks. I think Richard Redlight or Alex, the entertainer from Fig Life Miami, they also talk about Snorks, but I'm going to go out there and say Snorks, and we ain't going to say no more about it. But yeah, Snorks. I used to watch Hanna-Barbera a lot as a kid, so these new Hanna-Barbera pops that are coming out, Top Cat and Benny the Ball, that's cool. I know it's Hanna-Barbera. I get it. But I think they're leaving out the most classic Hanna-Barbera. Hold up, was he Hanna-Barbera? Yeah, he was Hanna-Barbera. Captain Caveman, man. Where is Captain Caveman? We need a Captain Caveman pop. He was dope. He just had the little, the club, and he would just fly through the air, and he would just yell, Captain Caveman. I'm not going to do it. But, you know, for video purposes, he would yell that, and I'll play the clip up here, the sound bite. I enjoyed Captain Caveman. Another cartoon that I used to love, man. You couldn't go outside and play and not say this when you were just pretending to like extend your arm, or a piece of your body would turn to something else. But Inspector Gadget, you know, if something happened, he would just be like, go Gadget arm, or go Gadget skates. Inspector Gadget was dope. So to see that in a pop form would be, man. I mean, they could do Dr. Claw, they could do the dog Brian, they could do Penny, they could do Inspector Gadget's boss, who would always blow up when he be like, the mail, this message is about to self-destruct. I forgot his name. Commissioner. Was it Commissioner something? I don't know, but Inspector Gadget would definitely resonate into being a dope pop, I believe, in my opinion. So Funko, if you're watching, make Inspector Gadget, please. I used to have this toy who eventually got his own cartoon. It's not Teddy Ruxpin, but My Pet Monster. My Pet Monster was dope to me, man. He had these little breakaway orange chains on his wrists, this little bumpy nose. He was detailed. He was detailed for a plushie, but he wasn't a plushie to me back then. He was a toy, you know what I mean? So I think My Pet Monster would be a dope pop. So they got the Flintstones, they got Yogi Bear, they got all that stuff. Where are the Jetsons? The Jetsons need pops. We need George, we need Elroy. They did Rosie for SDCCC, and I still want to get that. But they need Jane, Judy, Astro. Like, where the Jetsons pop at? I believe that it'll come out this year, probably for one of the cons. Since Rosie has already came out, why not? Just like with, I see a lot of the Dorbs get turned into pops, so I'm thinking that we're going to get a Prince Adam Funko Pop. There's a Dorbs for it with the pink shirt, He-Man Masters Universe, if anybody don't know what I'm talking about. But there's a Prince Adam Dorbs, and the Dorbs for the Master Universe set, the Merman had two of them, was the blue and the green, the Chase, of course, and then the pop form was the same thing. So I'm thinking we may get a Prince Adam pop soon, you know, because the Dorbs, we had a Dorbs. I don't know, I might be wrong, but that would be dope. There was another cartoon back in the day I used to watch, man. They got Chippendale pops now, but that's from the Disney. They naked, they ain't got no clothes on. I want Chippendale's Rescue Rangers, you know. I want them with the little tan suit and the little hat on. Then they had the big burly Chippendale character, and then they had the girl, and then they had the little fly. They used to buzz around and irritate everybody, but where is Chippendale Rescue Rangers at? So the wife has a few of hers on here that she would like to say. She's not going to say it, but I'm going to say it for her. She used to watch a cartoon named Recess. They had this little guy on there called Randall. I used to watch this cartoon back in the day. Randall was funny. And then the teacher, what was her name? Miss Finster. They should make that. She also wants Eliza and the Wild Thornberries. I hated the way they were drawn. Me being an artist, the way they were drawn to me was just garbage. I hate the way they were drawn. I hate the lines. It was just a terrible cartoon for me to watch, just knowing how they were drawn. They have Strawberry Shortcake, so she's looking for Rainbow Bright. Where are the Rainbow Bright pops? And Jim. I admit I watched Jim a couple times when nothing else was on, you know. I would sit there and watch Jim, but you know, it'd be alright sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Jim was pretty good. She also wants a pop from the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey. I think that would be a dope pop. They could do the dog. They could do Jim Carrey when his face was the wolf. They could do him putting the mask on. They could do him with the yellow suit on. They could do him with just the green face. Yo, there's so many pops that they could do with the mask. They got Ace Ventura, so why not the mask? Or Ad Icon, I'm thinking Domino's should do like the Noid. Back in the day, they had this little spot where the California Raisins would come on TV, claymation, and Domino's had this mascot called the Noid. And he was red, and he had these little ears, and he was just annoying. And he would just walk around, and he would get messed up in the commercials, and stuff fall on him, and pieces fall on him and stuff. I think the Noid would transition over to a great-looking pop, man, for an Ad Icon. So Domino's, bring him back, and Funko, make a Noid pop. All right, next, these are two video games that I played back in the day who eventually got turned into cartoons. So the first one was Battletoads. Battletoads was just dope to me, man. I hate frogs, but Battletoads was just a dope game, and then the cartoon was even better. So I would love to see Battletoads as a pop form. And then we have Earthworm Jim. Man, Earthworm Jim was my game, man, and the cartoon. They could have a chase variant with the head coming out. They could have him just as worm form. Earthworm Jim would be a dope pop, man. I believe the big body with the laser gun and the worm head, and make it a removable worm head. Dope. Funko, I'm trying to tell you, I used to watch Baby Looney Tunes, man. They had the Animaniacs, they had, you know, all these different Looney Tune type things, but the Baby Looney Tunes was funny. Daffy was funny. They even had Baby Muppet Babies. Those would be good pops right there. But yeah, I used to watch Baby Looney Tunes. So Tiny Toons is another one that I'll say that I watched back in the day. I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Tiny Toons was a good cartoon. It was funny. They had a green Daffy Duck type guy. The little Bugs guy was cool. It was a good show, man. Little Taz. It was a good show, man. Some more to add icons that I would love to see, but I don't think it's doable because the main sponsor behind it, you know. I want the Energizer Bunny, but because they probably could do the Pink Bunny, but to get the rights to Energizer to approve it, who knows, man. But the Energizer Bunny would be dope, man. They could do a flocked one for a con. Energizer Bunny would be dope. I think so. But they would have to get the license for the drum with the Energizer on the side and then the battery pack. That'd be a dope ad icon, I think. What do y'all think? Another one that I would love to have is Chester Cheetah, man. Chester Cheetah from the Cheetos. It's hilarious to me, man. The commercial when he talking about we know.
You guys having a party?
No.
Nope. Nope. Okay. I can totally see you.
Yes, we know.
That's just funny to me, man. I love that one. When they shooting Cheetos at the woman with the little rocket launcher or with the little spit thing or whatever. That's hilarious to me. But Chester Cheetah would be a dope pop, man. Everybody loves Cheetos. Then there's a cereal that we all love to eat, but it messes up the roof of your mouth because it's so damn crunchy and hard. But Captain Crunch, man, I think that's like the most anticipated Funko cereal pop that there's ever. You know, that besides Toucan Sam, I believe Captain Crunch would cause more problems than Tony the Tiger, in my opinion. Captain Crunch is just dope. They could have the different colorways because of different boxes, peanut butter, regular crunch berries, whatever. But Captain Crunch would be dope, man. I think so. They could even do Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They could do Snap Crackle Pop from Rice Krispies. There's so many they could do, man. But I'm going to go with Captain Crunch and Toucan Sam. It just came out with a new Looney Tunes wave, and I'm sure they'll do more because there's so many characters they could do. But there's two that I feel should have pops like a while ago, or three. Porky Pig definitely should have a pop. A Foghorn Leghorn. Awesome. Where's Pepe Le Pew? They could even do a 2-pack with him holding the girl, leaning over, you know what I'm saying? Where she got a cat and she got the paint, the white paint stain going down her back, and it was like actually a cat. She wasn't a skunk, and he was kissing on her. Yo, dope. Back in the day, I would love to see made is the Three Stooges. I used to enjoy watching that show. It was just funny as hell to me how they would hit each other. Dope. The Little Rascals, I would love to see how they would make alfalfa, buckwheat. The classic characters from this show. I think that would turn out dope. Maybe I Love Lucy. The cast from Jackass. I would love to see Johnny Knoxville, the fat guy Preston Lacey. What's the little guy named Mini-Me, or I forgot his name. Bam Margera, Ryan Dunn, rest in peace. I would love to see all the characters from Jackass be made into pops. I'd lose my mind if they made a Nacho Libre set. Yo, Nacho Libre, they did Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre got me through some times in Iraq. So if they did those two, oh man, Nacho Libre would be dope. This set right here is something I've had on my mind for the longest. It's just every time I do a live stream or a video, people ask me what pops you want to be made. I always forget to name this one, but it's this movie back in the day called Weekend at Bernie's. I would love to have a Bernie Lomax, a live pop, and maybe a chase version with him dead, or the three of them, a movie moments with the three of them holding him up, at like the library or whatever, just holding him up, period, with his hand behind his head, directing him and talking for him. Bernie Lomax, yeah, Weekend at Bernie's. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Dope movie. Also, I'd like to see Short Circuit, Johnny Five. Johnny Five pop would be dope, man. Short Circuit, they did Goonies. That's about the same time. Short Circuit pop would be dope, man. Johnny Five. I love this show called Clarence, but there's only one character that I love in particular, man. That's Belson. Belson is just funny. When they had the shortage for the juice box episode, and then they were just they were doing water balloons to see who would get the case of juice boxes, and he was King Belson. He was just sitting up on the throne. That episode right there was just funny as hell to me, and I fell in love with Clarence and Belson ever since. So Belson, I needs that. All right, this video is getting long, so we're gonna wrap it up. But these are my top 3 wants for Funko to make in pop form. Coming in at number 3. Calvin and Hobbes. Calvin and Hobbes, man, I used to have that thick book, man, where they would just have nothing but a full comic strip that came out with every holiday one. There was one for every year at the end of the year. I made sure I would get the Sunday comics from my grandfather. I would just read Calvin and Hobbes, and I would cut them out and save them. Calvin and Hobbes was everything to me, man. So to get that in pop form, they could even do a flock Hobbes when he's a stuffed animal or when he's talking. They used to fight and wrestle. Man, I always wanted a stuffed animal like that because Hobbes was funny. Calvin, he's infamously famous for, you know, his peeing on NFL logos. He's on people's backs of people's cars, just peeing on whatever. So Calvin and Hobbes pops would be dope, man. Funko, please. That's my top 3. Want, make a Calvin and Hobbes. My number 2 most wanted pop to be made, if y'all watch the channel, you already know. Phineas and Ferb. I mean, just the characters are endless of Phineas and Ferb, man. You could have Perry, you know, as Agent P. You could have him as platypus form. You could have him fighting. You could have him in his trench coat. You could have Perry just in so many forms, just different variants, chases, glow-in-the-dark Perry. You can have Doofenshmirtz in his many forms. You can have Candace, Isabella, Phineas, Ferb. Man, I'm trying to tell you, man. That's a wave that I would complete in this entirety. Phineas and Ferb. We're here at number 1. There's actually 2 for number 1. It was actually 3, but they're supposed to be making Married with Children this year. Supposedly, they announced it last year. They still haven't. I'm anxious. I'm waiting. So Married with Children, it's already supposed to be made, so we're not going to mention that. But it's 2 tied for number 1. And if you are a viewer and a so-called fan of the channel, you know who the top 2 pops that I want Funko to make. First one is Benny Hill. Benny Hill. I can't say any more about it. I watched Benny Hill as a child. That's probably why I am the way I am now. Benny Hill was just everything to me. Hilarious. There's nothing else I can say about Benny Hill. Benny Hill was just, he was that guy to me, man. Benny Hill was that dude, funny as hell and hilarious. So Benny Hill is definitely one of my top wants Funko to make. But number 1, Seinfeld. If Funko could get the rights to Seinfeld to make Funko Pops, I'm done. I'm out the game. I'll collect the wave. YouTube is shut down and I'm done collecting. If they made Seinfeld Pops, I'm trying to tell you, the list is endless of characters that they could make for Seinfeld. Got the Soup Nazi, you got Jay Peterman. Of course, you got the main cast. You got Frank Costanza. The list goes on. They can do so many ways with Seinfeld, man. They can do stand-up comedy, Jerry. They could do Frank Costanza with the Festivus pole. They could do Pop rides. They could do Newman in the mail truck. They could do Kramer in the mail truck. They could do Jerry in the car with the body odor scene. They can do Lady with the man hands. there's so many characters they can do, man. Endless, endless characters. So Funko, if you want a line that you can do for years, I'm trying to tell you, Seinfeld, man. There's so many ways you can do with that. More than Harry Potter, I think. I don't know about that. Excuse me if I've crossed the line, but yeah, there's so many you can do with that. So Funko, get on it. Seinfeld, please. So that's it, guys. That's my top once of 2018, or just period. I just wish Funko would make these lines and make these characters, make these pops. It's part of my childhood growing up, and I just enjoyed it. So far, I'm 1 year in collecting, and it's the best. Just checking to see what's new coming out, getting these pops that you anticipating and want, and you finally getting your hands on, and just having a piece of your childhood, or just something that you remember vividly, and just something that you want to collect. And man, Funko provides that for me, and I'm glad to be a part of this community and a collector. Sorry, this video was a little long-winded, guys. I apologize. It was just a lot of dope wants that I want, and I'm seeing a lot of videos and people aren't hitting it up. You know, I got some honorable mentions: Fat Albert, Heathcliff, Garfield, but everybody's saying that, and I don't think Fat Albert will be done right. Of course, I want King of Queens, but you know, you gotta keep it simple. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you like this, leave a comment down below, leave a like. You know, give me some ideas of what things you want to see in the future from the Bearded Pop on this channel, and we'll see what we can do about that. If you're watching this, you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Please like, share, and comment. And as always, I'll see y'all on the next one.